If you remember what we did in last class, we created a basic code where I was able to move my fish and I was trying to catch and kill the fish, which was my starfish. If you remember, the one thing what was not happening, the angle, right? My fish was whatever direction I am going, but the fish was not changing its angle, right? Can go up, can go straight, can go back, and can go down. But it is not changing its direction. So fish should start, if it goes up, it should be looking up. If it is goes front, it should be looking front. So go to the code. In the code where we will go, let's find out somewhere where something is related to the angle or something is there or not. So, oh, it is there, set angle to. So what we will do, we will go here and when we are looking up, we will say set angle to. As I said, looking up is set angle to minus 90 degree. How you have to do? It's very, very easy. Let me annotate and show you. So one second, let me pick some bright color. Yeah. So your sprite initially looks like in this direction. This is called 0 degree. And now think in the clockwise fashion. So if your fish has to look down, you have to say 90 degree. If it has to look backward, you have to say 180 degree. Here you have to say minus 90 degree, or you can say minus 180 degree, whatever it is, right? So this is the idea, right? Now, with this idea, what we will do, we will go and put the code. So here I have put minus 90. Now the same thing, let's put it other places, duplicate it quickly. After duplication, put it here. This should be minus 180. You don't have to type in because already it is there. Duplicate and one more time. Duplicate. One duplication you put here. One duplication you put here. And this thing is looking down. We will say 90. And this thing is looking straight. We will say 0. Now let's run the code. As I always say, that is the best way to check. Now, very good. Up. My fish is looking up. Very good. Down. My fish is looking down. And see, here only thing is my fish is looking. If I zoom in and show you, my fish is looking ulta. But that's fine, right? We have better ways to correct that, but we are not creating a very smart code right now. We are creating a very good logical game. And all the small things you can correct later on. I will tell you how to do that. Now, the next thing is, if we know how to change the direction, next thing is whenever my fish moves a step, I want to have a sound by which I can understand. So what we will do, we will go back here again. We will go and find out the sounds, right? Already because I have clicked sometimes, so some sounds are there, but you can always go here and whatever sound you like, you can click on that, right? And then that sound will be there. Now I'll go to the code. In the code, if I want to put the sound, for example, when it moves one step, I want to play a sound. Again, I will go to the sound and let's say for me, up sound was good enough. You can select your own sound. I'll put up. And after that, another thing I need, play. Now, remember, if you are not able to find the block, you can always search it, right? So now whenever I'll press up button, I will hear this sound. Let's run and check, right? You may be hearing a sound by which, right? Now, but the sound will only come when we are going up because in the code we have added only that much. Now quickly add this thing to here also, duplicate, quickly add it here also, duplicate, quickly add it here also, right? So now let's run. Now in all four directions, quickly add this thing to here also, duplicate, quickly add it here also, duplicate, quickly add it here also, right? So now let's run. Now in all four directions are getting the sound. Good. So now the one thing is done. We are able to change the direction and we are able to give the sound. What we will do, the next thing is the starfish. So whenever I touch the starfish, I want the starfish to change its position, right? Later on, you can make it more complex. So how we will do, again, already we did this code. So we will go here and in the code, what we will do, we will say, we will go and pick always. In the always, we will say if If means whenever something happens, what should happen here? The two things get overlapped, right? So if we want two things to get overlapped, we have to find sensing is overlaps, right? So now what we will do, which one has to overlap with which one? That is fine. We can write anything. One has overlap to second. So I am pointers not required. Yeah. So we have to say set X and set Y to new positions, right? For whom? For the starfish. So we will say for the starfish, right? X position should change to something and Y position should change to something, right? Let's come here and let's see what it is, what it should change. So say set X position to not number. We need a code. In the code, we will go to operator, and in the operator, let's say put here random number. Now in the first random number, let's say 0, where it is starting, and last random number, let's say put 1200. Now let's say you don't want to go in super corners, you can put here 100. Now, whenever the starfish will touch to the another fish, it will be changing to its positions. And same thing now we will do for Y. But as we have seen our screen, that X is bigger for us than Y. So what we will do in the Y, we will keep the range a little bit small. So here I will put, let's say 100, and here I will put 700. Okay. Now what will happen? It will change the position the moment it will touch. Now check, where is my starfish? Let's go. I'm still very slow. You will make your game fast. Right? I'm about to touch this. The moment I touch, my starfish should run away. Yeah, it ran. But before running, because I ate it, it should give me some point, right? So how you will get that point? So it's very simple. How you get the point? You have to create a variable, which is the last thing for the day. So how I create a variable? I go here and I say variable, right? And I click on the variable. When I click on the variable, I should get a variable. I already got the variable, right? Now, in this variable, I want to edit the variable. So what I will call this variable a score, and where it should be that I can set manually itself, right? So score is there for me, and that is good enough, right? It has X position, Y position, it has this thing, it has visible height, right? It has a copy, and that's all. Bring it front, bring forward, send it back, send backward. We are not bothered in that. So our score is there. Let me put the score here, and it will be more helpful for us, right? Now, one last thing what I have to do, a little bit code, where what we will say, when we start, at the start, set, this already there, so delete this thing, and say set score to a value. In the value says 0, not 0 degrees, sorry, my bad. And so go to the code, say values not a number, and in the number says 0, and then add. And now what you will do, change, when should change, right? Every time when it touch, change it to by 1, right? Now let's see, if I go there, how to correct it? There are sometimes you have to do workaround, and workaround is rather than increasing by this, let's increase by 0.5. And now let's save and run it again. And let's